Hey everyone, I'm John Hayden, and let's queer up politics. Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz is fighting the good fight on the front lines in Washington. Well, she was back in the district for the weekend to meet with constituents and gave me an exclusive interview. Hey everyone, John Hayden at Hagen Park for SunServe's monthly senior luncheon. They got some food, they got some music, and they got some straight talk from a Florida congresswoman who's fighting for us on the front lines.
President Trump has caused chaotic military action that has resulted in consequences that they never planned for or thought about. And
Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz laying out the ramifications of the Trump administration's policies.
The Secretary of the Treasury admitted, Patty, I'm sure you heard this, admitted that this was a backdoor way of starting to travel down the road of privatization of Social Security. That's really what they've been trying to do for years since the George W. Bush administration. Well, over my dead body, will they ever privatize Social Security?
She was the guest speaker at SunServe's Silver Serve monthly lunch and was serving up facts directly impacting this audience. Motivated, senior, reliable voters. You know your demographic when you came to speak today. Why did you choose this group to come talk to?
Well, it is incredibly important that we make sure that the senior LGBTQ plus community understands what's happening. You know, they are, like many seniors, really living on a knife's edge in too many cases, where making ends meet is really a struggle. Folks who have to sort of piece together the income to be able to make sure that they can make ends meet. And the attacks coming from Washington right now and the lack of interest on the part of the Republican majority to do anything to make life more affordable, and in fact things like the Iran war and Trump's tariffs are making things worse.
She also shared a story about reaching across the aisle and finding common ground in unlikely allies.
It was a conservative Texas Republican, and I am a liberal Florida Democrat, who, we couldn't be more opposite.
We also have to get caught trying to reach out to those that may be reasonable, that would meet us halfway.
Singer Matthew Darrad made a surprise appearance, giving the crowd a preview of his new show, The Switch. Food and drink was sponsored by our fund. Well, it is an election year, so Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz will certainly not be a stranger here. I know she's going to be at Pride coming up next month, and I'm sure she'll be here for myriad events as well. She's always been a strong ally. As for the luncheon, SunServe does it monthly. So check out their website, and maybe you can join them next time. At Hagen Park in Wilton Manors, I'm John Hayden. Yeah, SunServe does that Silver Serve lunch, as I said, every month. They told me that this was the biggest crowd that they've had in at least a year. We love you, Matthew. I'm sure you brought in some people, but they were really there to talk with Debbie. And she didn't take questions directly from the podium, but she spent over half an hour, I wouldn't even call it working the room, just going up and saying hi and addressing people's concerns one-on-one. Yeah. So it was a really good way to spend my afternoon. So thank you, Congresswoman, and thank you, SunServe.
She's incredible. Okay, listen, whether you agree with her or not, right? Debbie Wasserman Schultz keeps showing up. She keeps speaking up, and she keeps on taking the heat for us in a lot of spaces, okay? Her little self is the one fighting the big Goliath, and she does it proudly as an incredible ally that she is, And right now we need people in Washington fighting louder than the people trying to freaking erase us. And that is what Debbie's doing. So we really appreciate that. John, great reporting. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Yeah. And if you want to follow John Hayden everywhere he goes, make sure you follow him on social media because, Greater Wilton Manors has so many different things going on. If you live in the surrounding areas, you want to follow John Hayden to know what's going on in your area. And there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.